Hey, look, podcast time. Howdy,
I'm gonna
hi,
unmute
everybody.
too. 1 second.
Yay,
You
podcast. Where's the podcast? We're doing a podcast.
Oh
Podcast,
god, I have
everybody.
you doubled.
Come on. Hello.
Podcast time. Hello, howdy.
Yay!
How is everybody doing?
I'm tired. I've had a busy day.
Sweet. No, good. What have you been doing today? Well, I know what you did today, but tell everybody else.
I have been to uni today. We're filming my end of first year film tomorrow, so it's all been all hands on deck, getting last minute things. We've all brought home a COVID test to do, so I'm gonna do that later on. I'm not gonna do it on camera because you have to shove a swab down your throat.
I didn't know they were doing at-home testing. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, we have them over here. You just have to go into any pharmacy and ask for one, and they give you one.
Oh,
And,
lucky you.
It's one that takes half an hour to get the results.
Oh, that's cool.
So I've just got to take. It's like a little plastic thing. I can send you pictures later if you want. It's like a
Sure.
little plastic thing, and you need to put some liquid on it, and then dip the swab in it. And if 2 lines come up, you're positive for COVID. If 1 line comes up, you're negative. It's the same as a pregnancy test.
I was
and I've
just
got
gonna
to-
say.
I've got
I was
to
just gonna say
take-
you're describing a pregnancy test there.
I've got to take the little plastic thing with me to give
Oh.
in at the venue tomorrow, or we're not allowed in.
Oh wow.
So that will be my evening. I really hate COVID tests, but they've kind of got they're a normal part of uni life now. Oh.
Also, we
also
have
had haircut
we have a
today.
guest. I forgot to mention that part. Sorry. I should have
Hello,
led with
everybody.
that. It's our
The
guest
soothing-
today is the silent protagonist himself. Let me
Yes.
put a
The
shout
soothing
out in
voice
my
of the
chat.
silent protagonist.
The silent protagonist 14.
Yes.
Hey, there we go.
The easiest way to the easiest way to do it is protagonist.
Yeah,
That's
good
how I
shout.
remember how to spell
But
it.
yeah, silent. What do you do?
In what definition? What do you mean?
All,
In life.
any, generic. This is the most generic podcast we could possibly come up with. What do you do in the most generic sense?
Currently, I'm on a really very self-sustaining podcast.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I describe us as.
Otherwise, I am a variety / Apex streamer. Al, how you doing? Sorry. At the moment, I'm trying to broaden the games I play because I've kind of like you play a game for so long and then you kind of just get sick of it after a while.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get what you mean.
So I'm just like I don't know what games to play. So I've just delved into the horror side of Steam and just kind of went on like
horror
what's
is
a-
always a good one.
Horror games are fun.
I always find that horror games are always like the most innovative kinds of games.
Yeah.
If that
Well, they
makes
got to
sense.
try and one up
Yeah.
each other because it can't just be all jump scares all the time because no one cares
Exactly.
anymore and it's so
Jump
predictable
scares
and
have
boring.
just been overdone. 1 second, I'm just gonna turn my bedroom light on because it's actually.
But I get what you mean about a
Yeah.
game being boring if you sink too much time
There we
into
go.
it.
That's
Espe-
right.
Oh, yeah.
Like
That's a good
any
one.
guide I read beforehand for how to get affiliate on Twitch, how you should
Right.
be running your Twitch channel, that kind of thing. Like you just read
Right.
like tips and hints and stuff.
Yeah,
It was
it's
always
tip-
it's always like variety is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
But it's just like, fine, I guess I'm gonna have a really hard time of it because I'm not gonna
Yeah.
play the same fucking game
I
over
think-
and over again.
Like, if
Well,
you
look
played
at-
the same game over and over again, you just get bored. And if you're not enjoying doing something creative, then you shouldn't be doing it. Like, if you
I
go
kind of agree with
into a creative industry like Twitch or
Mm-hmm.
YouTube or even film and expect to make a shit ton of money, you're gonna have a bad time.
Oh yeah,
because
no.
You
It-
can't, like, unless you're
That's
in the
that's not
5%.
necessarily true.
Not
Um,
entirely,
mean,
but
what
I can
what I
you
I
mean
can see
can
what
is
you're
you
coming
definitely
can't
from.
go
make
into
money
it
out of
only
doing
thinking
some
about the
kind of.
money.
You can definitely make some kind of money out of content creation for sure. But
Oh
if
yeah.
that is your only motivation to do it and you don't actually have any passion behind it, then you'll just have a bad time. It's a bit of an
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
ironic
what I meant.
thing, really, where it's
Like-
just like people are just like, oh, I can do this to make money, but then they only go into it for making money and then they don't have any personality or any like flair to it, so they don't
A
make
good
any money from it.
A good example of that is doing something just to do it. Is I used to be a a p- serial game perfectionist. I
Mm-hmm.
would go on to the, let's say, Steam web page or PlayStation Store, whatever, and I would look at I'd find a game that I was generally interested in. I'd go on to PlayStation trophies or whatever, and look up the trophy guides and everything to it. If I could find 5 or more trophies that would take multiple hours to do, I wouldn't touch the game because I wanted to just get the game done and perfect it as quickly as possible to move on to the next game. I did more research on games than I did actually playing games sometimes, just because I wanted to pad out that numbers scale on my PlayStation, which meant absolutely nothing to anyone except for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I found like as I got older, caring about the difficulty I myself make for the for the game I'm
Oh yeah.
playing has just
Eventually,
declined incredibly.
eventually you just have to play a game, and it's the namestay of Minecraft is you have to make your own difficulty. Like, yeah, there's difficulty curves in Minecraft itself. There's hardcore mode, survival,
Hmm.
but at the end of the day, you're playing the same game.
Yeah,
You have to artificially create the difficulty in that kind of game.
yeah. Like for some people, they only like playing creative mode. Like I've recently played creative mode for the first time.
I can't play the
Um,
game not in creative mode because
and
I get into
I
the
think
game and
I'm
I'm
the
like, I
same, you
can't do
know.
this.
Like I think I'm the same. I just
Yeah.
enjoy the building stuff.
Yeah.
I'm currently building a zoo on
Ooh.
a server that we've got with some friends, but I don't know how to make a bat cave like for the bats.
Yeah.
So I've just not gone back to it for a few weeks.
Hmm.
And I just
That's cool.
find the creative aspect of it a lot more fun than the survival mode aspect.
That
But
is exactly how I feel about
but
Minecraft.
some people only like the survival mode. Like I like watching people play survival mode. Like I like Dream quite a lot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
Dream's
can't
another.
do it
Dream's a
like
whole other level of playing that game though.
Oh, yeah, no,
Maybe he's a
100%.
bad example.
I don't know.
But,
I feel like I've Minecraft. No, there's no Minecraft mode that's enough for me anymore. Like
What do you mean?
hardcore mode's just gonna be too annoying for me to play. If I die and I made a ton of progress, I'm just gonna get pissed off. But survival mode is just so much fucking chaos and inventory sorting, and it's just annoying. But then creative mode is so fucking boring because I just
I can
have
see what you say
nothing.
about
I just
that.
don't have nothing to do. Like
yeah,
I don't really care enough to build a shit ton of stuff. I don't have the enthusiasm for it like I used to. So
No,
I don't know.
I fully agree with that. I was playing Minecraft when creative wasn't a thing,
Hmm.
and at the same time, you still have to. Because I'm dating myself here. I was that old. I am that old. Even though I'm only 23.
No, I played Minecraft when creative wasn't a thing, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed it more. Honestly,
I know,
only
right?
started playing Minecraft when I was 23 because I met some kids. Well, I was working with kids at the time, and they were
Ooh.
talking about Minecraft, and they were like, "You should play it. Grown-ups play it too." So I went home and I played it, and I don't think a lot. I think a lot of people that are our age that play it, like, didn't pick it up as an adult. I am the minority out of everybody I've met and talked to. About
Oh yeah. Anyone that's played Minecraft has either played it for years or they're never playing it.
Yeah, like I'm like with Minecraft, I have to be careful. Like, I always say it as a joke that I lose days if I go on Minecraft because I
feel that.
do. Like if I log on Minecraft, I will be on Minecraft for the next 10 hours. I've got no self-control with it. And with every other video game, I have self-control.
I feel
But-
like that's just you get lost in what you're doing.
Yeah, like with Minecraft, I just like that's why I've not been on it for a few weeks because I've got deadlines. I'm nearing the end of my first year of uni.
Right.
Because I don't want to lose an entire day to it, and it makes me sound like an 8-year-old kid.
No,
it needs the
it's
screen
perfectly
time
fair.
limit.
It's perfectly fair to do that. I set an artificial timer for myself when I'm in Minecraft Creative. I go like, okay, I want to build this one thing. Let's say I want to build a giant monolithic tower, for instance. As soon as I just reaches to the sky for no particular reason, just I want to do that for just the fuck of it.
Yeah.
And
Just a big ass phallic shaped tower.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I look at the current time and I'm like, okay, it's, let's say current time is 1:43 p.m. Okay. I know dinner's at 6 o'clock. I don't know how long this is gonna take, but as soon as I finish one wall, I'll take a look at the time again and see, okay, do I have enough time to actually finish a second wall or at least get a portion of it done? If not, then I'll quit out of Minecraft, save it, and move on to something else that's going to take
See,
less
that
time.
sounds like a lot of fucking effort for a video game.
Yes.
That's my
I-
mental process.
Yeah, I
think
get
that
you,
sort
but
of
it just
thing
sounds
would
like
help me because
I find
I-
with Minecraft, I think the idea is there's just too much to do in it, especially now.
Yeah.
Um,
In games like Minecraft, I'm getting, what is this alert?
Mm.
Oh, sorry. Someone just put off an alert in my ear and it scared me. Hello,
okay.
hench.
also
in
hello
game-
Jasper.
In
Yeah,
games where they give you the keys to the city as soon as you log into the game, it's like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems too much. Even in survival mode, it seems too much because it's just like, okay,
In a
so
sense, yeah.
I wanna make a farm. So what do I need for a farm? Okay, I need to get wood. But what would make getting wood easier? It would an axe. But what do I make your axe out of? I make it out of stone. But what would make mining stone more efficient? Oh, iron. But what would make getting iron even better? Oh, diamonds. And it just goes on and on and on and on like
Yeah.
that. And there's
And you
so
end up-
many fucking things. Like, I'll set out to make a fucking simple ass farm, and then 3 hours later, I'm fighting a fucking blaze in the
Damn
depths
it,
of a
hench.
nether forest.
Oh, yeah,
Nether
no,
fortress.
I
And
feel
I'm just
that.
like,
What?
what the fuck?
God damn it, hench! Stop scaring me with that shit. Hi, how are you?
Also, someone in my chat said, "What the fuck is that?" Minecraft is a game where you build things out of blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume that's what they mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're just being really rude, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping they just mean the
Yeah.
game. Yeah, Minecraft is a
I've
very
just had a
popular game.
haircut.
Just
I
look
look
it up.
lovely.
Yeah, you do look really nice. I like your haircut a lot.
God, I have
Uh,
to change the sound effect. I have to change the loudness of my sound effects because the fucking ghost breathing just went in my ears, and it's like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, if anyone in my chat wants to redeem sound alerts, I might actually just deactivate them because I don't
Yeah,
have them
that's
on
a good
this.
idea.
I don't have them on this scene, because this is podcast scene, and I'm just talking, and I don't want to interrupt everyone by being like, "Oh fuck," because someone's made me jump scare with me yelling "fuck" down the microphone for the 1000th fucking time.
Oh man. Yeah, the other day when I just spammed your alerts, that was hilarious.
It was
In
good. It was a
terms
good game to
of-
do it with as well. You should get
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight and play with us, Silent, because
Yeah, it's
Oh
honestly,
fuck
fun.
no.
Fucking
Fuck
great
no.
game. Oh, you would love it. It's a
I
really fun
hate
game to
Dead
play
by
with
Daylight.
friends, man.
I hate Dead
I
by
really
Really?
Daylight.
enjoy
Why?
it.
Why?
I
What's
cannot
what?
I cannot play Dead by Daylight. It's so slow.
It's not that slow, man.
It's not if you
You're not selling me on it.
if your teammates are like actually good and like actually work with you, it's not that slow.
But the wait time is longer than the game time.
Yeah, the wait time is what.
Yeah, that's
makes
annoying,
me
but that
sad
is
about
why
that
you
game.
play it with 4 friends. If you play it with 4 friends, then all you need to do is wait for a killer.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
that's
and that takes even
easier
fucking
way.
longer because no
Have
one
you
wants to play
played
killer.
No one wants to
Silent?
play fucking killer. But when you do play it, it's a good time. And when you can get games, it's fun.
Have I played Phasmophobia? No,
Yeah,
I have
Because
not.
that is bloody slow.
That's
it really?
so fucking boring, man.
I bought that game thinking, like, I think I'd watched Markiplier play it or something. And I was like, oh, this will be good. It's like in real time ghost hunting. I played it for about 3 hours real time. Didn't
God.
see one ghost, and I couldn't get my money back.
Maybe we should.
because
Maybe
you went
we,
over that time limit.
I mean, we could have always
That
like
sucks.
maybe increased the difficulty to like the hardest, maybe because
Yeah.
we were playing
Well,
on like normal. I think.
Even
I
on
just wanted
Steam,
to see a ghost.
um,
I just didn't see one, and it was just really disappointing. Like I saw a cup float, which was like.
Which was me. I
Which was
died,
you
and I was
throwing a
picking a
cup at me
ghost
after
up.
you were
As
dead.
a
Like-
ghost, I was picking stuff up and throwing at you,
So,
trying to get you to
on-
move.
as far as I'm aware, on Steam, even if you go past that 2-hour mark, if you've only been playing it for one day, like if you only played it for one day for more than the 2 hours, you can make an appeal to Steam and be like, yeah, no, I played this for 3 hours, but I hated the game. Can I get my money back?
And then
I-
Steam will just ignore you, like
I
they do
think
every
I
time you
played-
submit
No,
any
I-
kind of customer complaint.
I
managed
me
to
and
get
my brother
customer
both had
service from them once.
me and my brother both had a decent time getting appeals off of games that we just hated playing.
Mm.
Because for me, it was I don't remember the game at all at this point because it was years ago. But I was playing a game and I beat the game within 3 hours. Like I think it was 3 hours and like 10 minutes. I beat the whole game.
Mm.
And it was a $20 game. It should not have been $20 if I beat the game in 3 hours.
Yeah,
It was
no,
like
that's-
it was an indie game. Look, no problem, waifu. Appreciate you coming by. Anyways, I had made an appeal to Steam, and they were like, "Yeah, if there's really a need to get your money back for this game, then we can give you your money back. We see on your record that you've only played this game once for 3 hours and 10 minutes. You really don't like this game, and from reviews, a lot of people didn't like this game. We can give you your money back."
Yeah, I think the difficulty there with others is like, for example, Phasmophobia. People do like Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
um,
Maybe we didn't give it a good enough chance, Casp. Maybe we
Maybe.
should go back and play.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe I should try and play it again. But I was just a bit disappointed that I played the game for like 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours, and I didn't even see a ghost, and everybody else was killed by one. Like,
I got
Honestly,
someone in my
that
chat
part where you just
basically
got
saying
stuck on the top of the stairs, that was hilarious. Go on.
I got someone in my chat basically saying, you can tell them that it like the game crashes on startup, or like you can't exit the game, like Alt F4ing doesn't even work, and then you can make an appeal to Steam and being like, this game is broken, give me my money back.
Right.
the one
That
time
would also
I
work,
had a
too.
good experience with Steam was when I bought a game and they charged me for it twice.
Wait, what?
It came out of my bank account twice.
Oh, Jesus.
So I emailed them like, "Hello, I have paid double the amount of money for this. Give me a refund." So they gave me
Yikes.
a refund for one of them.
Well, I mean, that's fair because they double charged you. If you're playing a game and you genuinely don't like it and you want your money back, then it's like, then that's a little bit more of a gray area, I would assume. Anyways.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna
Excuse me.
keep Phasmophobia because maybe if I'm with a group of friends who all know what they're doing, like it could have just been because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, I would assume it's that kind of game too, where you need either a group that knows what they're doing, or you just need a group of friends to fuck around and play the game.
Yeah. Like
And
I
if you-
Yeah,
if
like
you-
fucking
killed
if you
around or
happen
playing
to
games
die-
is the kind of thing I prefer more.
Yeah, me too.
Like I could easily play a slow game or a bad game with friends
Oh, yeah.
as long as we could just fuck around and take the piss. At the
yeah.
end of the day,
I feel
It's,
that. Oh yeah,
I-
no. Oh man, the slowest game I've ever played had to have been a walking sim of some kind.
a lot of
It
the
was-
walking sims are very, very
Yeah,
slow. Death Stranding's
No,
a lot like that.
I mean, like it was a walking sim. The whole game was you walking along a beach and collecting these pages of like a sketchbook that you did as a kid for some fucking reason.
that
And
sounds quite calming.
as soon as you pick it up, you get a flashback, an interactive flashback, because there's more walking in these flashbacks. You walk across and you get to a door. You open the door and you're back on the beach. And then you walk another 30 feet, and there's another page, and another flashback, and more walking, and another page, and more walking. And then you get to a bench, and you sit down on the bench to watch the sunset, and the title crawl comes up.
I think walking sims are like meant to be reasonably slow, though, aren't they?
Yeah,
Like, I
Oh,
don't,
yeah,
I'm
no,
not sure I'd enjoy a massively slow game, but I'm not a fan of first person shooters like at all. I just never have been really.
I'm not
it
a fan
could
of
be
puzzle
because when I
games.
was a kid, the only game that everybody played was fucking Call of Duty, and
Yeah.
I really hated it. So because
Yeah,
of
I
Call
can
of
stand
Duty,
that.
I just have a hatred.
I
of
am
all
thankful for
first-person shooters.
games like Call of Duty though, because I think they did end up spawning the games that I like playing now, like Apex Legends. You know,
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
like
Like-
it's
Oh, yeah.
like there are good games that have come from it. I just don't like the modern warfare kind of things. Give me space
Oh, yeah.
warfare and alien warfare and some weird
Dude,
fucking
you
ass
need
games
to
set in
play-
another planet. Like I fucking
If-
love that shit.
If you like fast-paced games and purely just fast-paced for the sake of being fast-paced, play Titanfall.
Yeah, I might give Titanfall 2 a go. I've
Yeah.
heard good things
I
about
have
it. I've heard
Titanfall.
good things about Titanfall 1 as well, but
Titanfall 2 is
but
infinitely
considering
better
how
than
late I
Titanfall.
am to the party anyway, I think I
You
might
might as well
play,
get Titanfall 3.
Titanfall
There is
2.
no Titanfall 3.
Oh, is there
Yeah.
gonna be? I didn't know
I think
that.
so. I think
Yeah.
so.
So in
Yeah,
completely and
Al, I
utterly
completely agree
different
with that.
news that changes the conversation entirely to a whole
I
new
like
thing, and
talking.
I haven't got a smooth segue for this at all, so I'm going to jump right into it.
Segue.
So Discord was going to be brought by Microsoft, right, for 10 billion.
oh,
Microsoft
yeah,
Something
were,
like that,
were-
yeah.
were in talks
That-
about that and all that kind of
Lem-
shit.
lem-
Yeah, go on.
Do you have an article about it, or do you want me to pull it
I have
up?
an article about it that I'm going to read
Okay.
some stuff on now.
Cool,
So
go ahead.
this, so apparently Discord have ended acquisition talks with Microsoft.
Oh, good.
Does
Discord's
this mean
thoughts.
that Microsoft aren't going to have it?
Discord's thoughts have now reportedly turned to a potential public offering, though Microsoft's eye-watering bid was still being left on the table to be quote-unquote rekindled at a later date. So for now, they're not selling out to Microsoft, which is great because
Oh, thank
Microsoft,
God.
if they got a hold of Discord, would absolutely destroy the platform and everything that we know and love about it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, they would completely destroy the platform. Completely
Mhm.
destroy it.
Although I
Like
do like
Xbox
Minecraft.
Games Pass is one of the most glitchiest piece of
Yeah,
shit
I think
online
I-
game stores I have ever fucking used in my life.
It's a shame there's so many games I've now half completed and need to finish.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I
am-
started Tell Me Why and I've still not finished it. Like, I'm halfway through that and I need
I
to
am-
finish it.
I am so glad I'm a PlayStation console player, not an Xbox
Um,
console player.
I
Because
I
PlayStation
also,
doesn't have this bullshit.
I also have PlayStation
it's not a
now,
console thing.
which
It's
I-
the the Xbox Games Pass for PC. I don't own a console. I never have. It's but the Xbox Games Pass for PC is just such a glitchy piece of shit. I fucking hate it.
I
I've had it
think-
randomly close. All the games open in the background. I can't capture any of them with my
it's
game
really,
capture.
really laggy.
It's
Oh,
fucking
God.
ridiculous.
That
Yeah, it's
sucks.
laggy. It doesn't register half
And-
of the things you try and input into it. Is
and
a fucking
games
terrible.
are taken off it, so we're like, I don't know, halfway through for the King, and they're taking it off.
Yeah,
Wait,
dumb.
what?
So-
Really?
Yeah,
They're
games
just
get
out-
taken off it, even if
It's just
you have them installed.
ridiculous.
So
So what? You can't play those games anymore then, or you have to
No.
purchase
if they
them?
take, you have to purchase them like outright. And
It's just ridiculous.
if I was gonna purchase games outright, I'd just use fucking Steam because at least Steam
That's
isn't
fucking
as much of a
stupid.
glitchy piece of mess.
yeah,
but, you know.
at least.
Speaking of glitchy pieces of mess, let me tell you. Sorry, Casper, go ahead.
like,
I was going to go off on a tangent.
and their online play thing is awful as well. Like,
God.
half of the time, I can't see anybody's invite if they've sent me an invite to a game. It just doesn't come through on my end,
Yeah.
and it doesn't let you join a server with someone else without jumping through 10 million hoops. Like,
Really?
it's just ridiculous. Like, you have to send a request 4 or 5 times before it actually works with Dead by Daylight. Anyway.
You have to send it like 4 or 5 times for one to show up?
Yeah, depending on
Sometimes.
like.
It all depends on the time of day as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just very temperamental and really irritating.
I feel like
Um,
that might just be a Dead by Daylight issue, though.
I feel like it can be.
'Cause,
It's Games
'cause
Pass. Like
I've-
we've had it with other games where the
We
Games
have
Pass
Sea of
invites
Thieves
just
as
don't
well.
show up.
I've heard that particular issue come up with a lot of DBD streamers in particular, where they're playing a game and it's like, okay, well, a good time to play is between 5 p.m. and midnight, because after then you can't get into any servers.
Yeah, well, no, that's just
something
that's
like
just
that,
like
I don't know.
I'm talking about like forming a party in the first place, which you
Yeah.
invite you invite people who also have it on Games Pass through Games Pass's system to join your
Oh.
party, and they don't
Well,
show
that-
up.
Oh, just inviting people through Game
Yeah,
Pass
to the
specifically.
game.
Yeah,
like
the
like you
games-
could like you
That's-
when you invite someone to a game on Steam, that kind of thing.
The
Yeah.
Games Pass invites don't come through. Like, sometimes it'll
Right.
be like 1 in every 3 that actually comes through, and it's not like that annoying, but it shouldn't happen with something that you pay £8 a month for.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
no, absolutely. If you're paying anything, like £8 is quite a lot of money. That's 15 Canadian. I've done the conversion prior. That's a lot of money for something to not work 50% of the time. Or
Yeah.
in this case,
And-
80% of the time.
It's the
Go on,
same
Simon.
price
You were
as Netflix.
so you were saying talking about glitchy pieces of shit. What were you talking about?
Yes. So I recently downloaded off of Steam a game series that I loved called Red Faction. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it.
Oh yeah, you were trying to play it the other day. I haven't
Yeah.
really heard much about it. I just know you're trying to play it. You're trying to
So-
play Race Action Armageddon ? Yesterday.
Armageddon, yes, Armageddon.
Oh right, okay.
Basically, the premise of the story is space colonies on Mars, government run by military forces, and people don't like it. So they made an uprising called the Red Faction. Basically, shenanigans happen. Bullshit that I'm not going to go into because I've only played like 3 of the 12 games. I think
There's 12.
something like that.
Jesus.
I'm exaggerating the number, but there's a lot of those games. I think there's like 5, but I've only played a few of them. And
Yeah, that's fine.
Basically, the glitchy bit that I was talking about is so for both Armageddon and Red Faction Guerrilla, which are the two games that I've played of that series, I start up the game, I get the whole THQ, Nordic, all of those logos popping up, but as soon as it gets to the loading screen where it loads you into the main menu, it crashes to desktop. Like, I've done this
Is this like
7,
something you
8
recently
times.
brought off Steam, or are you just booting it up again after like years of not playing it?
I bought it yesterday.
Really fun, really fun.
Contacted
I'm
Steam
gonna-
about it and asked, or have you read the reviews to see if anyone else has had the issue?
Apparently, it's I'm actually logging into Steam right now just to see if anyone messaged me back about my discussion entry, but no one's talked
Their
to me yet.
customer service is so bad in the UK. Like,
Yikes.
It's so
They-
bad. I think it's just so bad. Just in
I've
general,
only
it's the
ever had
worst.
one response from them.
I never
Really?
even gotten that. Oh.
I don't remember how I actually went through and did the whole I want my refund for this game. But so I bought it as the package. I bought the whole game series as a bundle. I chose to download those two specific games. And I've yet to want to download the other versions of it because there's remasters and things like that because this game series came out in 2010 to 2012. And I'm hesitant to download the other 4 versions of this game purely because A, it's going to take up time to download the games, and B, I don't know if it's worth it to download the
yeah,
game
is it
because I
worth
don't
the
know if it's going to
nostalgia?
load. I mean, at some points, yes, because for nostalgia's sake, I would say it's kind of fun. But at the same time, what I wanted to say originally, but I forgot what I was going to say, was A, it's probably not going to be worth the money that I spent on these games, and B, it's not going to be worth the time to download the games because downloading both of them took a half hour each. Small games, but still
That's
took
not
time.
that bad.
I spent, I think, $20 on the whole bundle, something like that. 15, 20 Canadian on the whole bundle. And so far, 2 of the games have crashed on startup. And I don't want to risk having the other games crash on startup if it's just going to cost me more pain. So I might just go to Steam and be like, hey, these games are legitimately broken. Can I have my money back?
Talking of
Yeah.
pieces of shit. No, there wasn't anything. There wasn't a segue
Talking of
there,
pieces
so
of shit.
I'm changing the tone again. I linked this story in the Discord, by the way. If you
Yeah.
want it. So
I've
Siobhan's
heard
been
about this.
Siobhan's been found
Guilty.
guilty of.
I mean, thank God.
3rd degree murder, manslaughter in the 2nd degree, and 2nd degree murder. He's been found guilty by a jury. He hasn't yet been sentenced, so you know that's still
We
to
have to
come.
wait 8 weeks for that.
8 weeks. Ooh, ooh, woo. Why are my sound things still working? Someone just redeemed ooh woo,
Well, that
which is
was a
not.
badly timed.
Hello, Friedrich. Yes, we're talking about a man
He's-
getting convicted for 2nd degree murder, 3rd degree murder, and manslaughter of the 2nd degree for a horrific crime. But thank you for the ooh woo.
Yeah.
Let me just list off his offenses: 2nd degree murder, 3rd degree murder,
And
manslaughter in the 3rd degree, and an uwu.
And an ooh woo. The most serious
And
offense of
ooh-wooed.
all.
Exactly.
Sorry. Hello,
And
Friedrich. Yeah, go on, Casper.
and I watched it last night as it was being announced. Because I was up here, and how shocked he looked was what got me, because he was like,
My brain
was
already
like,
stopped working
"What the
trying to
fuck?"
understand. No
Like,
worries, dude.
he
Yeah,
wasn't
we're just talking about some
expecting
stuff.
to
I
be
don't want to talk over
convicted, and
people.
how
I'm muted right
nervous
now.
the entire
But yeah,
world
it's a
was
discursive podcast.
about
But
the
if you,
verdict for
you
the
know,
hour
thank you for
when they
dropping in.
announced
Really
that
appreciate it.
Well,
But
because
had won. Like,
in prior instances, I'm not saying that this one is an outlier, but in prior instances of a police officer killing a civilian, 90% of the time, the police officer had gotten off on it,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
either
and
with suspended leave or rather paid leave, or just, hey, take a vacation for 3 weeks, get back to work.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so, but I think he's got so much attention. But the thing about it is like, there are some people who are saying, like, he could have an appeal or a reduced sentence or
and
something
so.
go in his
he's
favor
not
just
allowed a
because
bail.
he's not anymore. Not know he's being
So
found
that's
guilty.
good.
But
So I want
there's
Um,
some people that think that he might, you know, get something going in his favor just because of the amount of public attention that this has got. Like,
I
it's
want
hard.
to,
It's easy to argue that it's hard for them to have a jury that's impartial when
Yeah.
he's
when this
when this is like this strikes
I want to
so
know
much discord.
how they found a jury for this case, because
Yeah.
everybody, it was worldwide news,
yeah.
and they have to find a jury that doesn't know about it and like
Hmm.
Mhm.
hasn't been following it on the news, and it would have been impossible, surely, unless they picked people with no access to the internet and no access to TVs. In which case, how did they contact them to be on the jury?
Exactly.
I'd
So,
just be really interested to know how they find juries for these high-profile cases.
can I read something that I specifically saw that was kind of interesting in one of the paragraphs?
Mm.
Yeah.
So down at the bottom it says, it is unclear whether or not the judge is likely to impose a concurrent or conservative sentence for each count. Concurrent sentences amount to about 12.5 years at minimum, while a conservative sentence could mean up to and lasting as long as 75 years behind bars. Holy shit. So he could either spend at minimum 12 and a half years, which is still a long time to begin with, or he could spend up to 75 years. So that's basically a death sentence. He's going to
Yeah.
die in
How
jail.
old
Yeah,
is he?
legit.
I think he's
Let me Google.
in his 40s.
How old is Derek? Oh, 45.
Yeah, I thought
45. So realistically, if he got, say, 25 years, that's as good as a life sentence.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, he'd
25
still be
years.
alive by the end of it, though. I think the 75 years is the one.
I have a feeling.
Hopefully, he's gonna
I-
get convicted
Yeah.
with.
But I think that when he's in there, he won't be
Oh,
given
oh,
much special
although-
treatment because he's
although-
an ex-police officer. He'll be
Although,
be killed in there anyway.
Yeah,
yes.
that's the truth.
Although I
That's
just
very
read this
true.
little bit at the end. I missed this bit. 1 second.
Mm.
Although parole is usually granted 2/3 of the way through the sentence, according to new policies at AP. So if he manages to make it 2/3 into his either 12 and a half, 25, or 75-year sentence, depending, 2/3 of a 75-year sentence is still at least about 50 years in jail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he won't be alive in 50 years unless
No.
he somehow lives to like 95. Like
Yeah.
the chances of him lasting that long in prison is very slim.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah, no.
because everybody
thing-
knows who he is. His life is going to be made hell, and I
Hmm.
hope he dies in there.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have the same sentiment.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like I think the entire world wants him to just get brutally.
But the thing is like, you also
Yeah.
can't lock him away and forget about him. Like, you need to lock him
No.
away and make sure that you remember why he's in there.
In these
Yeah.
particular circumstances, with high-profile cases like this is exactly why there are general, what's it called? General areas and private sectors in prisons. The general sectors are for the general, I'll say public, but the general people in the prisons. As for the private sector, are for the serial killers, the rapists, the child
Murderers.
Yeah.
people. I don't want to say the word because I don't like it.
Nonsense.
Yeah.
Those people. And subsequently, people like this, who are just, I wouldn't say scummy, because scummy is kind of a long word, kind of a mean word for it. But people that actively did this, knowing full well what they're doing, and still doing it.
I'd say people who are definitely at risk of being murdered by the other inmates.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
where
where
he
he
the
will
most
end up.
violent inmates in the prison.
Yes.
But I don't think there's anywhere safe in a prison for an ex-copper, like murderer
Yeah.
or not.
I don't
Like if you end up in,
If
you know.
if you're an ex-cop and you end up in jail for
You're
any
not gonna have a lovely time, are you? Really?
No.
Like,
You are gonna have to be watched by the guards, and you will be watched by the guards.
Probably
and
not
I
like
hope they turn a
fucking.
blind eye to him having his head kicked in. To be
I
honest.
honestly think they might.
I think
Anyway,
they would.
shall we? I do want to fucking say though, I think it's so wild that we're in 2021 and people still do sketches for courtrooms.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't understand why.
Like literally
it
just
used to
made
be
like
because-
honestly, there is absolutely no reason to not have a camera in there anymore.
However,
Because
they're
if you're
very
gonna do
pretty.
fucking sketches, if you're gonna do sketches, right, and show off all the
gotta
expressions and everything anyway, you might as well bring a camera in there. I can understand why they wouldn't want to necessarily record it, like, as a
Or-
film, but if you're just gonna have still images anyway, just take a fucking camera in there at this point. Like, come
But
on.
like
Well,
at the top of
my-
the page, there's a
my
video,
My
so it
understanding.
was recorded anyway.
Yeah.
So what's the why? What? Who does fucking sketches still?
I think
My-
it's just because it's like
Oh,
My
hold on. I'm gonna share this over on the Discord so you guys can see my reaction, like 1-to-1. But there's a video here. Watch the moment Derek Chauvin learned his fate. So shall we watch this?
Yeah.
All right.
My
Go
my
on, finish
understanding.
what you're saying.
My understanding as to why they don't have a camera in there is because cameras in what's it called? Cameras in the courtroom would kind of get the idea that there's a media presence, and in high profile cases like this, they want as little media input as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna play this video. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
1 second, I'm just adding
As
I'm
well, it
just-
can be annoying with flash photography. Just putting
I'm
that
just
out there.
putting the video on my stream quickly.
Yeah, I'm gonna just
There
do
we
the
go.
same real quick. Let me
Yeah,
just move
I've
a few
just done a
things
window
around.
capture. It's not pretty, but you know. it'll
Yeah,
do.
I'm just gonna do a thing real quick. Hold off on a few seconds.
No worries.
Display capture.
in fact,
All right, whenever you're ready, I'll full screen it.
If I full screen it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna full screen this just because I've set this up really precariously, so I don't actually know if
Thank
it's
you
gonna
for the
work.
alert,
But
chaotic waifu. Appreciate it.
this is only 2 minutes long, so I'm just gonna play
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Like, can you pause for a second?
Hang on.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was watching this guy and I was like, okay, he can't help but not be smiling right now. He
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he's trying to be professional. He really wants to like set the tone.
Oh, sorry.
He
Yeah.
really wants to set the tone. He's really trying to not give an inkling of his own personal input on this whole situation. But he really wants to smile right now.
Yeah.
Mm,
If you go back, you can look at it you can look at it real quick.
yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, he's like he really wants to smile because he reads it ahead of time. He knows what the
Yeah.
verdict is right now.
Like,
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
knows. Yeah.
Right. I'm
I
gonna
will now
press
read the
play.
verdicts as they will appear in the permanent records of the 4th Judicial District. State of Minnesota, County of Hennepin, District Court, 4th
See,
Judicial
there's a
District.
camera
State of
zoomed in
Minnesota
on his
Plaintiff,
face.
versus
Yeah, so
the
Michael
camera's there,
Chauvin,
so-
defendant.
Yeah.
Verdict count 1. Court file number 27, CR 20-12646.
He's a journalist.
We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count
Oh,
1,
hey,
unintentional second-degree murder while
Huh?
what are those computers in the background for?
I think,
it's a
transcribing.
journalist.
It might be transcribing.
Oh,
That
yeah.
that's
It's either
true.
a
I
journalist
didn't
or
think
they're
of that.
transcribing or something like
committing a
that.
felony.
I didn't think
Find
of
the
that.
defendant
Okay.
guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021
He's
at
like, "Ah, fuck."
1:44 p.m. Signed, juror foreperson, juror number 19.
I'd like to watch a body language.
Same caption,
expert,
verdict count
dissect
2.
this, you know.
We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 2, third-degree
Yeah, that'd be
murder,
kinda interesting,
perpetrating
too.
an
You
know,
eminently
like
dangerous
the
act,
Chris
find the
Watts
defendant
one.
guilty. This
Yeah.
verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Signed by jury foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 3. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 3, second-degree manslaughter, culpable negligence, creating an unreasonable risk, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021.
Oh, yeah, they
at
can't
1:45
His
Yeah,
eyes
yeah,
just
yeah.
keep going back and
Jury
forwards in
foreperson,
exactly the
Yeah.
same motion.
19.
It's like he's
Yeah.
stuck on an
Members of
idle
the jury, I'm
animation.
now going
It's
to
like
ask you
he's watching
individually if these
tennis.
are your true and correct verdicts.
It's kind of
Please
like
respond yes or no.
pause.
Juror number 2, are these your true and correct?
Sorry?
It's kind of like he's trying to, like if they were to give him one last speech on the situation after they give him the verdict, it's like, how am I gonna word this in a way that it doesn't make me sound like a total fucking psychopath?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Correct verdicts.
Yes.
Juror number 9, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror
How
number
many
19,
jury
are these
members
your
is
true
there?
and correct verdicts?
12.
Yes.
Juror number
They just said jury number
Jury number
18.
27, are these your true and correct verdicts?
18.
Yes.
They just
Oh,
said-
I thought you said 89. That's
Juror
right. I was
number
like,
44, are
mine's
these your
20.
true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 52, are these your true and correct
Oh, shit.
verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 55, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 79, are these your true
This
and
is a
correct
lot of eye
verdicts?
movements.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juror number
trying to
85,
figure out what's
are these
happening
your true
here.
and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Mm.
Juror number 89, are these your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror number 91, are these your true and correct
I
verdicts?
feel like I'm at an auction right now.
Juror number 92,
Jury number 9
are
is
these
jury
your
number
true and
correct
correct
verdicts. Alright,
verdicts?
jury number 9.
Oh
Are
yeah.
these your verdicts, so say you one, so say you all?
Yes.
Members of the jury, I find that the verdicts as read reflect the will of the jury and will be filed accordingly. I have to
How
thank you on
proud
behalf of
outside
the people of the state of
reacted
Minnesota
to
for not only jury service.
I kind
but
of want to
heavy-duty
see that
jury
as well.
service.
Oh, it made me cry last night. It was on
I
the
haven't
news.
seen this. I want to just
One
see this.
second,
This is
please.
58 seconds long, but this is how people reacted.
Yeah, I've just linked it to you in the Discord.
That's one. We got two more.
The BLM trans flag in the back. That's cute.
Mhm.
Derek Chauvin's been found guilty. Derek Chauvin has been found guilty. Say his name. 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 Say his name.
So yeah, I also
That
don't
makes me
think
wanna
that
cry
it
a
could
little
have
bit.
gone. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't think it could have gone a different way. Well, we still have to see him actually sentenced. So like,
Yeah.
because the jury's made a decision. I think a judge pretty much always, all the time, goes with what the jury says, 100%.
Yeah.
But a judge can choose, like as Silent said earlier, a judge can choose to like, they can be concurrent sentences or they can be one after the other.
Yeah.
So that could happen.
Just because he is found guilty doesn't mean that they won't give him a light sentence because they can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like either they can do that or the judge can completely override the jury as well and be like, haha,
Yeah.
no. But there's almost all cases
Yeah.
judges go with what the jury is.
I
Hence
really
Hence
hope-
why it's the judge, the jury, and the executioner. The judge is
Yeah.
the one that makes the decision. The jury is the one that agrees upon it, and the executioner is the one that follows through.
Mm.
The judge is the one that ultimately decides the man's fate.
Yeah, but you know, it's done now.
The jury
Well,
is
apart from the
essentially
sentencing.
there. The jury is essentially there as the public's input on the situation. So they choose the 12 or however many most non-biased people, because there's going to be some sort of bias regardless of any situation. So they choose the 12 or however many most non-biased people in any given situation, and they basically choose they basically say, okay, for this particular situation, the general public says this.
Mm.
And I don't know why they specifically choose 12. I guess it's to rule out a majority, or it's
Yeah.
majority.
I studied law at A level, but I've totally forgotten why there's 12. But I did learn why there's 12, but I've totally forgotten.
Let me see why, because I'm curious now.
Why is
Juries.
12 people?
The primary reason in today's juries tend to be 12 is that the Welsh king Morgan, whatever the fuck, who instated the jury trials, decided upon the number linking the judge and jury of Jesus's 12 disciples, or 12 disciples,
Oh.
apostles. I'm an idiot. Apostles. So it's the Supreme Court has ruled a smaller jury to be permitted. Basically, it's annoyingly set as a religious inclination.
Oh, that's kind of dumb, but you know, whatever.
It started in 1189,
Wow.
Interesting.
which was a very long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything else to talk about. So should we
Yeah,
round off
the
there?
podcast is ending. It's like,
All right,
I
so
don't think there is
We should-
all that much to do and or say at this time, other than what we've already covered. Yeah.
I take a lot of what I just said with the juries and things like that with many grains of salt. I don't know anything about the judicial system, especially in the US. I barely know it in Canada, so don't take anything I say as any sort of gospel.
Yeah. No,
Just
anything
throwing
we
that
said
in
on this
there.
podcast, it just in general is all very not really that official. We just you know enjoy talking about things and laughing
we
at
don't
murderer.
research or anything.